Hey, what's up, everybody? And welcome to the Water Bearer Podcast. So, this is a very special episode. And I'm not sure if I even mentioned this to my guest, Angelica, but this is the 100th episode of the Water Bearer Podcast. So, I am so excited and honored to have her with us here tonight. And I'm just excited that this podcast is still going. When I first started it, I said, okay, I'll get through the first season and then just kind of see how it goes from there. And so I'm continuing to get new ideas. You'll have a sneak peek of season 11 during tonight's show, but I'm just really grateful and excited for y'all for rocking with me for these past 3 years and for now 100 episodes. So if it's your first time tuning in, thank you. If you've been here since day one, of course, thank you as well. And sharing is caring, but subscribing is thriving. So, hey, if you're here on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell while you're at it so that you don't miss any content on the channel. So, during regularly scheduled seasons, you can catch the drip at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's going to be every Thursday. But this is the last episode of the season. So, we will be back. The podcast will resume on July 9th. That's when we'll be back for season 11. Will be again July 9th. And on the social media front, you can follow me on Instagram at Poetic, and that's PEAUXETIC. And then on TikTok, it's PEAUXETIC with the number 7 at the end. So the only difference there is one is Poetic Instagram, and then TikTok is Poetic 7. And you can follow my guest Angelica on Instagram as well at mixed_chick, CHICK_99. You can follow her there. So this episode is special to me for more reasons than one. So again, as I mentioned, this is the 100th episode of the podcast. But for those of you who don't know, Angelica is the sister of Lisa Salinas, who was a guest that I had. I had to go way back to figure out which episode it was. It was season 2, episode 8 of the podcast. And I did an episode, Durant Cersei was also featured on that episode. And we were talking about Leo. That episode was all about Leo. That was Lisa's sign. That's Durant's sign. And I would say I'm really partial to the Leo sign as well, because within my big 3, I have a Leo moon and a Leo rising. So in some ways, people may say I'm more Leo than Aquarius. So it was one of the most fun episodes. Lisa was one of my favorite guests on the show. We kept in touch a couple of times when she would come to Dallas. We were supposed to meet up, but never got that chance. And unfortunately, well, I'll say not unfortunately, of course it's unfortunate, but God called her home. I will just say that. So I was definitely saddened to hear that news from Angelica. And so I asked her if she wouldn't mind being a guest on the podcast, just to talk about Lisa and kind of so the guests, you all can see a little bit more about her. I know Lisa was very funny. She always was very lighthearted, very funny. And so I'm curious to maybe hear some of those stories about how funny Lisa was. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring out Angelica to join us. Hey, what's up, Angelica?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. A little nervous.
Oh, no.
This is outside of my comfort zone for sure.
Okay. Well, hey, well, like I said before we got started, whatever your comfort level is, I'm gonna just defer to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just if you don't mind, well, without telling your birthday first,
All right.
if you don't mind just sharing a little bit about yourself with the viewers and the listeners.
So yeah, I actually live in Dallas. I'm
Okay.
originally from Chicago.
Okay.
I can I say my age or
Oh, if you want to, yeah, of course, yeah.
I am 44 years old, so I am actually Lisa's younger sister.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we were born and raised in Aurora, Illinois. But I moved to Dallas about 7 years ago.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I'm a production supervisor for a company that makes organic based beverages. So,
Oh, that's
um,
awesome.
yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. Now, how did you get into that as far as your profession?
Really, I kind of just fell into it because in Illinois, I worked for General Mills for 9 years.
Okay.
I actually worked for a title company. Me and my sister both worked for the same title company, but the money back then it just wasn't good.
Right.
Working in a food manufacturing plant just worked out a lot better, paid way better. So, and I've just been in food manufacturing ever since. So,
Oh wow. Okay. That's
yeah,
awesome because I used to work at Frito Lay.
I worked
Um
there too.
when?
Uh, and I worked at the Irving one. It was for a short period of time though.
Okay. Wow, that's small world. Yeah, because so I used to work at the headquarters and we would go to the Irving plant a lot.
Oh, okay.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's funny. So I probably like maybe crossed paths with you and didn't even realize it.
Yeah, at that time I was working nights, so that's
Oh, okay. Okay. So
yeah.
maybe not. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Wow. Small world. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's really cool. But yeah, and so you said Lisa was the older sister?
Yeah, so there's actually I have three other siblings. My brother is the oldest, and then
Okay.
my sister Mickey or Maria, and then Lisa, and then I'm the baby.
Ah, okay, okay. So you're
But
the
me and Lisa were definitely the closest. Yeah.
okay, okay, y'all are the closest.
Yeah.
Okay. And so do you feel like as far as you being the baby, I'm always interested in the birth orders. Do you feel like you're a typical baby child in the sense that maybe you got everything you wanted in the family, or you were like more
Probably
spoiled?
Probably a little bit, but I think my brother is more so. He's the oldest, but he's the only boy. So he
Oh,
definitely.
okay, okay. So yeah, I can see that. That's kind of how the dynamic is with my mom and her siblings because she's the oldest, and there's three other girls and then my uncle. So he was
Hmm.
the only boy with
Yeah,
him too.
yeah, yeah. He's
Yeah.
definitely a mama's boy for sure.
Oh, he is.
Absolutely,
Oh, that's funny.
absolutely, absolutely. 50
Yeah.
years old, still a mama's
Oh,
boy.
really?
Yes,
Oh, that's
yeah,
hilarious. And
yeah.
so, was it a culture shock for you? Because I always wonder when people move here from like cities like Chicago or Illinois area, or even like maybe like a New York or LA, and then they come to Dallas. Was it a big transition for you, or do you feel like you kind of
No, because I
mixed in
wasn't
pretty?
like born in like Chicago. I lived in
Okay,
the suburbs, so
okay,
it was yeah. It wasn't. It's not such a big transition.
okay,
Hmm.
okay. I'm sure the winters are better for you here.
Absolutely. I will be just fine if I never see a drop of snow again.
Oh, I was going to ask you if
Although
you
it's
missed
been
it.
snowing ever since I got here. Every year it snows.
Yeah, yeah, because I want to say one of the years that Lisa came was when
She
we
got
had,
stuck.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was the, what do they call it, the Snowmageddon
Yeah,
that year when
every
everybody,
time she would come out here, she stayed with me, and I remember trying to take her to the airport because she just had to get home to see her babies. And we got on that highway, and let me tell you, we could not make it very far. I had to turn around and go back. I was like, I'm sorry. Yeah, she got
yeah.
stuck here for COVID too. She was here during COVID.
Oh, well, I didn't realize she was here during COVID.
Yeah, yeah, she kind of got stuck that time
Oh,
too.
dang.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because there were a couple of times, and I know that you told me that she mentioned this to you too, that we would talk about meeting up, and it's like the
Mm,
schedules just never really meshed. But
yeah.
and I'm not just telling you this, she truly was one of my favorite guests on the show. Um, and she actually kind of took the heat off of me on some things. I don't think she meant to, but it was funny because so, and maybe you can give me some more insight on this, and maybe even with yourself, how
Hmm.
you feel about it. So, the whole reason I started this show was I was part of another podcast. It was a group show, and we had a conversation about if you're in a relationship and not wanting to say something that you'll regret if you're really mad. And
Mm-hmm.
so when I was younger, because I'm in my 40s too, I'm 41. So when I was younger, I did have a bad thought process where if I was upset, I wouldn't really say too much
Mm-hmm.
and I would just retreat. And so I'm still talking, like I still talk, interact with you, but I may not have been ready to talk about that issue for a little while. And
Yeah.
so we talked about that on the show. And so the other people were like, well, how long would it take you? And I said, I don't know. You like a day, 3 days, five. I said, it depends on, how much
Yeah.
I feel offended. And so they were like 5 days because that was the highest day that I gave. And I said, it's just an example. And people just ripped me up in the comments. And I was the chill one of the group. So I really didn't get a lot of the hate comments. But that episode, I was like, dang, they just on me. And so when Lisa came on here, we kind of revisited that concept. And she said that days was actually short for her. And she said that sometimes it might take her months.
Yeah. I am.
You can attest to that.
Mm-hmm. I can. I can. There was actually a period of time, and I don't even know what happened. There was a period of time where she kind of like stepped back from the family for, some time. Yeah.
Really?
I mean, not anything I did personally. I don't even
Right.
remember what the issue was, but yeah, it was a long, long time ago. But yeah. And
Oh, that's funny.
I feel like we're kind of similar in that way. I could give you the silent treatment.
Oh, so you
I
could
mean,
go a long time with me.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm not. I'm super quiet. I'm super laid back. I Yeah, it's harder for me to express my feelings, I guess,
Okay.
and say how I really feel. Although as I've gotten older, I feel like it's gotten better, but I still am not all the way there.
Right.
Um, but Lisa, yeah, she really, I feel like, doesn't have a problem saying what's wrong with her. If she had an issue with you, she would let you
She
know.
would tell you.
But it could go either way. She would either tell you, or she will
Just
you will
ghost.
yeah, ghost. Like, you would never hear from her again.
So did
Yeah.
y'all ever have that kind of interaction? Because I think that's always interesting when you have two people that are like that. And because I've been in even relationships, not really friendships, but I've been in relationships where uh maybe she was that type of person too, and then I am as well. And so then you have this situation that's like, all right, who's gonna give
Ain't
in?
nobody,
Because
ain't nobody giving in.
right. Right. So did y'all have that kind of relationship ever? Or
Like me and her?
uh-huh.
No, I feel like, well, and anyways, in my family, I'm like the peacemaker, or like I'm the one that everybody gets along with. Like, her and
Okay.
my other sister might be having an issue and not talk for a long time, or her and my brother might have an issue, or whatever. But I was always the one that I kind of like stayed neutral, I
Keep
guess.
everything together. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I don't like conflict or confrontation a lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I understand
I avoid it if I can.
that. Oh, and did you ever go on any of those, like the vacations and trips that Lisa
Yeah,
would go on?
so not like when she went to other countries and stuff, because I don't have my passport.
Okay.
But we went on a cruise together. Actually, that was the last trip we took together. And I booked it before we found out, before she got diagnosed.
Okay.
So I had booked it, and I just happened to be scrolling on Instagram one day, and I saw an ad for a cruise, and I had never been on a cruise, so I booked it for two. And then I texted her. I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing in March?" I think it was March or April. I can't remember. I was like, "What are you
Right.
doing?" And she's like, "Nothing." I was like, "Okay, well, we're going on a cruise." So she's like, "Okay." And like, she just like was like,
She was
"Okay."
down with it.
Yeah, she loved to travel. She would
Yeah.
come out. She would come out here often. I feel like we got closer after I moved, because she would
Really?
come. Yeah, she would come out here so much. Yeah.
Wow. That's
Um,
cool.
And then we did go to Florida together. She loved Florida. We went to Florida for Mother's Day. So it was me, her, my mom, all of our kids. So that was really
Oh
nice.
wow, that's awesome. I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I would when I would see her posting because I know every now and then she would post pictures of her at work,
Mm.
and she would have like her uniform and stuff on, and then it would be like the next day she's on the beach. I'm like, what? I'm
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
what? And so I would message her often, and I would be like, I'm jealous. Like I'm
Yeah.
just living through you.
She definitely worked hard, but played harder for sure.
Yeah.
Like she
Uh-huh.
worked hard. She made a really good living for herself and her kids, and she deserved it. Like
Yeah.
I'm grateful that the last years of her life she got to travel and be happy. There's been times where she went on trips by herself. She
Really.
went, yeah, out of the country by herself.
And did she do that often, or more so in the later years, or was that something she just did
In
pretty
the
common?
later years, I
Okay.
feel like, yeah, once she had gotten the job at her, where she was working at when she passed
Mhm.
away, that definitely, like, her life excelled more. Like she just moved up so much in that company, and it was a really good company for her to work for, and
Wow.
obviously afforded her things, and for her and her kids, that
Right.
traveling was one of them. She was able to take her kids and make memories with them, which I am so grateful for.
Right. Okay. Wow. Wow. That's really interesting. I love that. And it definitely would inspire me when I would see it
I
to
know, me too.
be able to like, dang, okay, I need to go somewhere. Like when I
Yeah.
see her post
Told me
stuff.
all the time, when are you getting your passport? When are you getting your like all the time,
Oh,
all the
really?
time. Yeah. I'm like, I know, I know.
Oh,
Like
that's
we
what.
both got the work hard part down, but I haven't gotten the play hard part down yet.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I feel like I had the work hard part down too, but I'm still trying to master the play hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, by the way, I remember you saying like she was funny. We would always argue about who the funnier sister was.
Oh, really?
Me and her, yeah. And I feel like I'm funny in a different way, or it depends on who I'm around. Like around my best
Okay.
friends, like
Well,
around
you
my
could really
best
be funny.
friends, I am the funny person in the group for sure.
I
But
love that.
yeah, we would always argue about that.
That's cool. I mean, and it seems like y'all had really such a great relationship, and that to me that's refreshing to see because you hear a lot of families where the siblings aren't talking for years, or they're like always going at it, and it seemed like she always spoke really highly of you, and it almost kind of felt like I knew you a little bit through
Yeah.
the messages and the things that she would say.
Yeah, yeah, I miss her.
Yeah,
It's
can
still
imagine.
hard to believe. Her kids were actually just here this past week.
Really?
Yeah, their dad brought them out. He drove them out here. They're on spring break this week, so they just left today and went. I had to work today and yesterday, but I was with them Sunday night, Monday, and Tuesday.
Oh,
So
that's cool. Did they stay with you?
yeah, uh-huh.
Okay.
And her two youngest ones. She has two older ones and then two younger
Right.
ones.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. And
Yeah.
so I'm just curious, like, what do you have any? And I'm sure there's probably a lot. There's so many to name, but do you have any like favorite memories of Lisa, or I say like maybe like top three, if you can, uh, memories that you have of her?
Yeah, I mean, I guess our trip to Florida. That was
Okay.
a really good trip. It was a Mother's Day trip for us. Yeah, that was a great memory. Just her in general. She was like the life of the party all the time. So it's been hard with holidays and stuff,
Mm.
just because it's like you feel her presence missing. She, like when we're driving in the car, she's the one to be. I'm super reserved, so I don't dance ever, like never
Really?
dance. Yeah, no, and but
That's
she will be.
surprising because it seems like I could see you
No,
dancing.
I
No.
did not dance. So she would be she is the first one on the dance floor, the first one on the. and we'll be on the dance floor the whole night, and doesn't need like a drink or anything. Like she didn't
Just
drink, she
natural
didn't do,
energy. Yeah.
yeah, it's natural energy.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I
cool. So
love
she
that.
never tried to drag you out there to dance too?
No, not really.
Uh,
No, but she definitely was going to be on the dance floor. That's for
right,
sure.
right.
And then just going, like, whenever she would come out here, we would always go to different spots, try different restaurants, different. She loved live music, so we would go
Oh yeah.
watch different live music.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that. And it sounds like you don't have any regrets when it comes to Lisa. And I think that's a really beautiful place to be when you have a loved one where it's like, oh, um, I would, because I've had that situation where I feel like the person knew how I felt about them, but at the same time, there's sometimes feelings where it's like, oh, I could have done more, or I could have, said this or done that. And it seems like that y'all's relationship was so close and so tight that I'm guessing you probably didn't have those types of feelings.
Yeah, no. I mean, we always, even if we didn't talk on the phone, we always text almost every day. Yeah, I don't have any regrets at
That's
all.
good.
I
That's good.
mean,
I love that.
the only regret I have is like not living out there after she was diagnosed. But I was literally going back every single month to go be with her. And I stayed out there for a month. I think in September, the month of September, I stayed out there and she passed in November. So that was a good, I mean, I'm grateful for that. It was hard to watch her go through that, but
Can imagine.
yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Wow. Well, she is definitely missed. I went through this week and I was looking at segments of that episode that she was on, and
Yeah.
I was just cracking up at some of the stuff that she was saying. So
And the thing is, like, even though we were so close, she didn't tell me about the podcast. I just happened to find it. That's
that's
why
what
I
I thought
reached
was
out to
so
you.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I just knew, because y'all were so close, I just
Mhm.
assumed that she told you.
But I feel like she wasn't like a, I don't know, she wasn't like a braggy person or anything.
Well,
So
that's true.
she
Yeah.
just was just like, oh, okay, it's just something I'm gonna do, and like that's it.
Yeah.
She did it, and I mean, I think a couple of her friends knew. Her kids didn't know because after I found it, I sent it to my mom. I sent it to her older boys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I sent it to like my friends. I was like, look, Lisa did this podcast, but it was really good to find, like, because that was right after she had passed, and I'm like going through her social media, and that's how I came across it. And I was like, what is this? She didn't have it tagged or anything. I just like had
You just
to.
found it.
Well, I think there was like the name of the podcast was in something, and so I looked it up, and yeah, my detective hat came out.
Right. Well,
But
I'm so glad that you found it, and glad that, I know for me, when I've lost people that are really close to me in my life, um, finding moments like that are like gold. When you
yeah,
find something and it's like, oh, this is another thing I can add to my memories, or something I can go back to.
yeah,
So I'm really, really glad about that.
yeah. Thank you
Oh
for
yeah.
that.
Oh,
'Cause
of course, of course. Yeah, you're welcome. No, and thank you for being open to
yeah,
being on
I told
tonight.
I told one of my friends that I was going to be on the podcast, and she's like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" Because she knows how I am. Like I'm not I'm not a talkative person. I'm super just quiet and reserved. So she was like, "This is definitely outside of your comfort zone." So I was like, "Yeah, but it's like it's for. I feel like I'm doing it for her, so that's I guess made it
Oh,
easier for me."
that's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. I love that. Okay. Well, this is one of two segments that I have been playing with everyone on the show. And so this one is called Pick a Card. So I'll give you
Oh, jeez.
4 face cards. And so you just pick randomly. It could be your favorite card, whichever one you want. And based on your answer, I'll give you a hypothetical scenario, and then you tell me like how you would respond to
Okay.
it. All right. So You have a queen of hearts, a queen of diamonds, queen of clubs, and a queen of spades. So of those four cards, which one would you pick?
Let's go with Queen of Diamonds.
Okay, queen of diamonds, queen of diamonds. Okay, okay. So, all right. So this is the hypothetical scenario. So you get into a pretty heated argument, we'll say with the significant other. And both of you maybe are a little stubborn and don't want to talk it out. And so let's say some time has passed. We'll say a week has passed, and both of you aren't really saying much. And so, what would happen, or how would you respond if he comes to you after that first week and says, "All right, Angelica, like you got to break the ice. Like let's talk about this, or I'm leaving." Then what do you do at that point, or how would you respond?
I guess it would depend on how long we've been together, how much I like him.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Because if it's not,
Yeah, if it's somebody that I'm just like, okay, bye. It could go that way. I mean, but if it's somebody I actually really like and see like a future with, I would definitely talk it out.
okay. Oh, so you would. So you would be willing to
I
kind
would
of
be
come out
willing.
of.
Yeah.
Okay. So to your point, then I guess the second question I have for you: how long does that relationship have to be for you to be at that point where you feel like, okay, I'm gonna let my guard down and give in and talk about this?
Mm. Uh, yeah. This is hard for me because I have actually been single for a long time. I've recently started talking to somebody, but normally I'm just like I will ghost you
Oh, really?
and just never respond.
Just never say anything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've done that. I can't even lie. But how long do we have to be together? I would say, I mean, at least a couple months.
Okay, for you to
Yeah.
feel like it's okay to let your guard down in that
Yeah.
way. Okay, that's okay. That's actually a pretty good length of time, I think. And so, have you ever ghosted somebody and then maybe randomly ran into them on the street or something?
Mm, not so much the street, but I ran into him on social media.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I don't think I've ever ran into anybody that I've ghosted on the street. No,
Okay. Ah, that's
thankfully.
interesting. Right, right. I know, right. That would be awkward.
Right.
All right, all right. This next one I have for you. So this segment is called Two Truths and a Lie. So we'll say just with we'll use the bond that you have with Lisa, and I'll still use present tense because I believe that even when somebody passes on, they're still with us, they're still with you. And so, what are two truths that you've learned from having a tight sibling bond? And then one thing that maybe people think is a truth related to that, but it's actually a lie.
Mm, hmm. I don't know, Matt.
And it
Yeah.
could be anything.
Um, like I said, I don't know. I can't even think of. What,
Okay. Hey, that's fine.
I don't
That's
know.
fine.
We might have to come back to that. I got to think
Okay.
about it.
Okay. Hey, no, that is fine. That's fine. So we're at the point where I'll ask you your birthday. I've made a couple of guesses in my head what I think your sign might be,
Are you going to tell me the
but
guesses first?
okay, yeah, I'll tell you my guesses first. Okay, so I think you might be. I'm gonna give you three guesses. I think I think you might be an Aquarius, possibly like me. Sagittarius, or I'm gonna say Pisces.
Okay. Well, can I ask what made you guess those, or like
Oh yes, yeah,
what
yeah.
trait
Okay, so
about?
the trait for I'll save Aquarius for last. So for Sagittarius, the reason why I said that is because you seem to be, to me, very, and I'm not a astrologist or nothing like that. This is just
Yeah.
my thoughts. But you seem to be like you really like your space and your freedom and your peace, kind of like at all costs. Like where, and I think that's the Sagittarius thing, where they're willing to cut things and cut people off if it means it's gonna sacrifice their freedom.
Yeah.
Um, and it seems like you didn't say this, but it just seems like you have a thirst for knowledge and learning different things, which I feel like that's also a trait they have. For Pisces, uh, this is the only reason I say Pisces. So Pisces are, in my opinion, very sweet, very nice, like probably one of the nicest signs of the zodiac. But when you tick them off, like they're not gonna argue with you, like they're not gonna like raise their voice in most cases.
Hmm.
But their ghosting is, a lot of people say Aquarius ghost, but I would say Pisces is worse. Like
Yeah.
theirs is pretty abrupt, like they're cut off. So I know that from experience. So and and Aquarius, you seem like very comfortable in your own skin. Like if it's something that you like it. Like you don't seem to be swayed by uh what other people may think, or like what's popular, or nothing like that. Like you have your own vibe, I think, which is really cool. And then also, I guess, kind of the a little bit of maybe detachment a little bit too, or kind of like, okay, I'm not gonna give you my feelings until I'm ready to give you my feelings.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say one of those three, but I don't know if I'm right or
Can
not.
I tell you?
Yeah, you can.
I'm a Cancer.
What?
Yeah. And
I
I'm
am
like on the
shocked.
border, I guess.
When is your birthday?
June 22nd.
Okay. So that's interesting because, well, interesting for two reasons. So there's this episode, if you get a chance to look at it, it's the first season.
Mhm.
And it's called, I think it's called Can I Have Your Number? So the episode is about numerology. And so I met this lady through through my barber, actually. And he was like, hey, I think one of my friends should be good on your show. And I was like, well, it's not really about numerology. And he's like, just call her. And I'm like, all right. So I called her. So my birthday is February 4th.
Okay.
And she was saying that people who have, basically the bottom line was, she was kind of saying the numerology aspect and the day of the month that you were born a lot of times will trump the zodiac sign. So
Okay.
meaning, like how I'm the 4th, you're the 22nd, we're both 4s.
Yeah.
So, or somebody born on the 13th or the 31st. So kind of saying like that person would have more kind of chemistry with somebody that's a 4, even over sometimes somebody that's their own sign.
Oh, okay.
But the reason why I'm so shocked that you said Cancer is because, and I guess I should have known this, because I know we haven't had, this is our first, like, I guess, interaction talking,
Yeah.
other than the messaging. but I've said this a lot of times on the show. I might have even said it on the episode with Lisa. Whenever I meet somebody and I click with them really fast, it 9 times out of 10, it's a Gemini and a Cancer.
Really?
Yeah. I am like surrounded by Cancers. Like I know, that I have a lot of Cancer people, not necessarily in my family, but in my personal life. Really good-hearted people. But I think Cancers give, and it would be interesting, I guess, to see the rest of your Zodiac chart, because I feel like Cancers, y'all give a lot of chances.
I guess you could say that. I don't know about chances.
Until you're done.
So like, okay, so I was married for, I don't know how long, but any of my exes, like I'm still cool with them. Like I still talk to them.
Really?
Regardless,
Okay.
yeah. Like I'm cool with everybody. Maybe I'll talk to them again, but I guess it depends on if I like you or not. Because if I don't like you, then that's when I definitely will ghost you. But
Okay.
I don't know. I've always heard Cancers were emotional. That's one thing I don't.
Yeah, and that was a little surprising too to me, because you don't seem to be emotional.
I'm not. Not really. Or if I am, it's by myself. Like I'm not super emotional around others, I guess.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Wow. Now that blew me away, because I did not. Yeah, that Cancer was not my guess, but that's interesting.
Yeah. But I definitely like my space. But again, I don't know if that's just me changing. Like probably when I was younger, I didn't need space. But since I've been divorced and moved out here, I definitely
You like your space.
like my space for sure. Yeah.
So are you more of a homebody, you would say?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Now I think that's a Cancer trait. And I get a kick out of Cancers, because a lot of times the ones that I know, they'll be like, okay, I want to go out, I want to turn up. Like on the surface, they may appear to be like Lisa's attitude, like to be like, okay, let's turn up, let's go out. But then when it's time to get dressed and time to get ready, it's like, oh, I don't really want to go. No, I'm like, you just said.
Literally, I'm hoping the other person cancels at this point, because I really don't want to go. It sounded good. It sounded good before.
Yeah, but not
Once
now.
the time comes, no. I'd much rather stay home.
That's funny. Okay, and another thing too, and this leads to the list that I'll ask you too about the signs, like kind of what you think, and if you don't know, you can kind of feel free to skip it. But Cancers, in my opinion, they are very good cooks.
Good. I mean, I can cook.
Oh, but you don't like to cook?
I don't like to cook.
Really?
And when I do cook, like I'm usually cooking a recipe I saw on Instagram or TikTok or something. Like I'm not let me find what's in the fridge and just whip something together. I'm not that type of cook, but I can definitely follow directions and make it look good and taste good. But I don't like to. No.
You don't like to? Okay.
I don't enjoy it.
Okay. All right. So I'm curious to get your thoughts on these. So you're the first that I'm asking, because I'm going to be sending an email out to all of the prior guests of the show, asking them the answers to these questions. So the theme for season 11, when I come back in July, is going to be called Yearbook. So kind of like that idea, like, when you got the yearbook in high school, you flip and see, like who was best dressed, who was this, most likely to succeed, like all that kind of stuff. And so it'll be all these criteria, but just based on the zodiac. Mm-hmm. So whichever sign you feel like fits this. So it's just kind of rapid fire. Like, I guess the first sign that comes to your mind. If you don't have one, that's cool too. But the first one I'll ask you is, which sign do you think is the best dressed of the zodiac?
I'm gonna say Sagittarius, just because I'm thinking of one of my friends who always has the cutest outfits, and she's a Sagittarius.
Okay, okay.
She's
So you
like
think
very
Sagittarius?
creative. Like she actually helps others like get dressed. She styles them. She
Really?
can, yeah, she's very creative. She does people's Christmas trees decorations. Like she
Oh,
yeah,
dang, that's dope. That's what's
yeah.
up. Okay, okay. Well, Sagittarius for you. All right. And then who would you say is the class clown of the zodiac?
That I don't know.
Okay,
I guess I don't know enough about all of them.
okay.
But
To have a guess for
yeah,
that one.
I'm not sure.
Okay, all right. Who do you think is most likely to succeed?
I'm gonna say Leo because that was my sister.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can definitely see that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A Leo will make it happen.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
like
She
by any
always
means
did.
necessary.
Always did. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I love that. I love that. Who is most rebellious to you?
Rebellious. Hmm. Yeah, that one I don't know either.
Okay. Okay. What about the most seductive zodiac sign?
Can you name the zodiac signs for me?
Yeah, yeah,
maybe
yeah.
that
Okay.
maybe that way
So
I'll know.
okay, so I'll go in I'll try to go in order. So first you have Capricorn.
Okay.
They're at kind of like the back half of December, beginning first half of January.
Okay.
And then there's Aquarius, Pisces, and then Aries.
Hmm.
And I'm kind of going I'm going in order calendar year. And then Taurus,
Hmm.
Gemini.
Okay. Maybe Gemini, I'll say.
Oh, okay. Would be most seductive. You would say
Yeah.
Gemini?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now, which one do you think has the hottest temper?
Sagittarius.
Okay, so you think they got the hottest temper. Okay, all right. And what about, I guess this is a cousin of that a little bit. Which one do you think is the most vengeful?
Vengeful. Mm, maybe Taurus. I don't really know. Like I said, I don't know enough
Okay.
about them, but
Okay. Okay, you
I'm
think
just
maybe
thinking of.
Taurus. Okay. Which one would be the top chef of the zodiac signs?
Top Chef.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Capricorn.
You know what? I'm not mad at that because I do know a lot of Capricorns who can cook
Yeah.
well. I never thought about that, but yeah. And I feel like they're
Oh,
really detail oriented too. So I
okay.
can see that. All right. Which one is most intelligent to you?
Mm, I'm going to say. I'm gonna say Cancer.
Hey, hey, that's right. That's right. That's right. Now, cancers are very, very intelligent too, and I think also very intuitive. So, do you consider yourself to be intuitive? Like you kind of know things before they happen, or know things?
No.
Really?
No, and actually I joke with my friend, one of my best friends, I feel like she be knowing stuff. Like she'll tell me something, I'm like, girl, that sounds crazy. And she'd be true. Like she'd be right on it. Like if she's talking about a
Really?
guy or whatever, a situation, like I'm always like the gullible one and just give people the benefit of the doubt, I guess. But yeah, no, she always is on
Really?
it. Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. And what is her sign?
She's a Sagittarius too, I believe. Hmm.
Oh, okay. So you have quite a few Sagittarius people.
Yeah.
You're like, okay,
Mhm.
that's interesting. All right. Which one do you think is the most responsible?
Uh, I'm gonna say Leo because my sister was super responsible.
Yeah, she seemed like that. She was that
Mhm.
she like you say, work hard, play hard,
Yeah.
but always about her business. So I can see
Oh,
that.
for sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Which sign to you is the best conversationalist?
Mm, be Gemini.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not mad at that either. I think their mind is always going.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like a Gemini always has something to talk about. Like even if it's
Mm-hmm.
something weird, like they can go there with you, like whatever the
Yeah.
conversation is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. All right. And then this is the last one. So which one do you think is Mr. or Miss Congeniality of the Zodiac?
Ooh. I'm gonna say Aries just because I didn't say Aries yet. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Hey, the Aries that are watching, I know they're gonna love that because I know they get a lot of heat flack for being kind of quick tempered sometimes. But I do agree with you. If you're on an Aries' good side, they are very nice and very congenial. I can see that.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I don't know enough about them honestly, but hopefully, hopefully they fit.
That's awesome. Well, I love it. Well, thank you so much, Angelica. Thank you for
Thank
joining me.
you.
I appreciate it, and thank you for being willing to come on and talk about Lisa as well.
Absolutely.
Um, and is there anything that you want to leave with the viewers and the listeners before we wrap up?
I mean, just appreciate every day you have with your loved ones because
Hmm.
like it can be gone in a blink of a second, honestly. Like I never, this is the greatest loss I've ever experienced. Obviously we all go through it. I've had
Sure.
cousins pass away, aunts, uncles, grandparents, but this uh, definitely uh, broke my heart in a way I've never felt before. Like
Mm.
it's been rough. And I am grateful that the relationship that we did have, um, so I can cherish that. I mean, honestly, I can say her and my other sister for years didn't speak, and I know that's something that my other sister is struggling with.
Mm. Mhm.
The guilt, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they did come together in the end, but
Right.
she did. I mean, it's like years that went by with for what? Like for what?
Hmm. Yeah, I definitely think that when you have somebody that's transitioning like that, um, or they have transitioned, you do start to. It's like you probably don't, and your sister might not even remember or care like what it was that they may have
Yeah.
been arguing about. It
No, she
doesn't matter
didn't.
at that point.
She didn't. She
Yeah,
didn't. She just wanted her sister
yeah, yeah.
at the end of the day.
Wow. Wow. Well, I know she's smiling down on you and all of us, and I'm so glad that again that you were even able, open to come on and be on the podcast with me to celebrate the 100. So I'm so grateful for that, and definitely looking forward to keeping in touch too. Even beyond this
Absolutely.
episode.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on, even though I don't know much about the signs, but
No, it's
no, I
good. No,
appreciate it.
I love really what I tell people is the goal of this show really is not so much to get so deep into the zodiac signs. I really, believe it or not, kind of prefer when people don't,
Hmm.
because I like kind of just finding out like, oh, okay, like you just said, uh, kind of debunking some of the myths about certain signs. So like in my mind, like I say, cancers, they love the kitchen, they love to cook. So then
Yeah.
you're like, no, that's not me. I don't really like to cook. And then, no, I'm not emotional, or, another
Mhm.
thing people say about cancer. So I think for me, the biggest thing I want people to get out of the show is there are certain commonalities. I don't think we can stereotype zodiac
Mhm.
signs, but I do think that there are some commonalities that a lot of them share.
Yeah.
And if you know that, if you know what they are, then you know how to communicate with that person better.
Yeah.
To kind of I don't want to say manipulate. That sounds bad, but you know how, but you know how to come at them because you know certain
Right.
things will work and certain things won't.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah, yeah. But no, thank you again. I really appreciate it,
Sure.
Angelica. And then for all the viewers and the listeners, we will be back again, like I said, on July 9th. So I will be taking a break, but I'll see you all this summer, and that is a wrap for season 10.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome, Angelica. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.